Have you ever watched a film that just sticks with you, long after the credits roll? A story so deeply human that it feels less like you rewatching a movie and more like you reappearing into someone's actual life. Today, we're talking about one of those rare films, Manchester by the Sea. And don't worry, this is a completely spoiler-free zone. I won't ruin a single moment for you. My goal here is simply to share why this movie is such a powerful piece of cinema, and why it might just be something you need to experience. Released in 2016, Manchester by the Sea was written and directed by Kenneth Lonergan. It stars Casey Affleck in a role that earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor, alongside Michelle Williams, Lee Chandler, and a breakout performance from Hedges. On the surface, the plot seems straightforward. It follows a man named Lee Chandler, who works as a janitor in Boston. He lives a solitary, quiet life, going through the motions day in and day out. But a sudden phone call forces him to return to his hometown, Manchester by the Sea, a small fishing village in Massachusetts. He learns that his older brother, Joe, has passed away, and to his complete shock, Joe's will names Lee as the sole guardian of his teenage nephew, Patrick. Now, this setup might sound like the beginning of a familiar story. You might be thinking, okay, a reluctant uncle has to take care of his nephew. They'll clash at first, but eventually, they'll bond and learn valuable life lessons, and it'll all be very heartwarming, but that's where this film veers sharply from convention. Manchester by the Sea is not that movie. It's something far more raw, honest, and profound. What makes this film so extraordinary is its unflinching look at grief. It doesn't present grief as a neat, linear process with clear stages of denial, anger, and acceptance. Instead, it shows grief for what it often is: messy, persistent, and something that becomes a permanent part of you, changing the very landscape of your life. Through Lee, the film explores how some tragedies are so immense that you do and simply get over them. You just learn to carry them. Casey Affleck's performance as Lee is nothing short of a masterpiece. He portrays a man who is completely hollowed out by his past. It's a performance built on subtlety. There are no big, dramatic monologues explaining his pain. Instead, it's in the way he avoids eye contact, the slump of his shoulders, his mumbled, one-word answers. He's a man who has built a fortress around himself, not out of anger, but out of a deep, soul-crushing sorrow. You get the sense that just getting through each day requires every ounce of his energy. It's a quiet, internal performance that speaks volumes, and it's one of the most realistic portrayals of depression and trauma ever put on screen. Then there's Hedges as Patrick, the nephew. He's not a stereotypical angsty or troubled teen. He's a normal kid. He's on the hockey team. He's in a band. He's juggling 2 girlfriends. He's trying to live his life. When his uncle Lee comes back, their dynamic is fascinating. Patrick is grieving his father, but is also a teenager who still wants to go to band practice and hang out with his friends. The film brilliantly captures this clash between the weight of loss and the relentless forward momentum of life, especially for a young person. Their interactions are often awkward, sometimes funny, and always painfully real. They don't magically solve each other's problems, they just kind of exist together, to people bound by family and tragedy, trying to figure out what comes next. The film's structure is also key to its power. Kenneth Lonergan masterfully uses flashbacks, but not in a way that just dumps exposition on you. The flashbacks are woven into the present-day narrative seamlessly. A simple sight or sound in the present can trigger a memory, pulling Lee and us back into the past. These aren't just memories, they feel like open wounds. We see Lee before the tragedy, a happy, boisterous family man, full of life. And seeing that person makes his present-day silence all the more devastating. It has a brilliant storytelling technique that allows us to understand the full weight of what he has lost without ever having it spelled out for us. We piece the story together with him, feeling the gut punches as he does. The setting itself, the town of Manchester by the Sea, is a character in its own right. The cold, gray, wintry landscape perfectly mirrors Lee's internal state. It's a place of stark beauty, but also feels isolating and harsh. For Lee, every street corner, every storefront holds a memory, making the town a constant, inescapable reminder of his past. He can't walk anywhere without being confronted by people who know him, who know his story, and their well-meaning but pitying glances are like daggers. You can feel his desperation to escape, to just be an anonymous face in a big city again. Michelle Williams, though she has limited screen time, delivers a performance that is absolutely shattering. Her role is crucial to understanding the central tragedy of the film. There's one particular scene between her and Casey Affleck on a street that is, without exaggeration, one of the most powerful and heartbreaking scenes I have ever witnessed in a film. In just a few minutes, these two actors convey a universe of pain, regret, and shared history. It's raw, it's uncomfortable, and it is absolutely unforgettable. It's a testament to the skill of the actors and the brilliance of the script. What I love most about Manchester by the Sea is its honesty. It refuses to give us easy answers or a tidy resolution. It doesn't betray its characters for the sake of a happy ending. The film understands that some wounds are too deep to heal completely. And in that honesty, there's a strange kind of comfort. It validates the feelings of anyone who has ever experienced a loss that feels insurmountable. It says, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay if you can't just move on. Now, you might be thinking this sounds incredibly depressing. And it is a heavy film. It's not something you watch to escape. But it's not just misery. There are moments of humor, genuine, laugh-out-loud moments that arise from the sheer awkwardness of the situations. The banter between Lee and Patrick, their arguments over the boat or Patrick's love life, feel so authentic and provide necessary moments of relief. This dark humor is what makes the film feel so true to life, because even in our darkest times, life's absurdities don't just stop. So, who should watch this film? I'd say it's for anyone who appreciates character-driven drama, incredible acting, and storytelling that isn't afraid to sit in uncomfortable truths. It's a movie that demands your patience and your empathy. It's a slow burn, but every moment is earned. It's a film that respects its audience, trusting them to connect the dots and feel the weight of the story without being spoon-fed. If you are going through a difficult time, this film might be a challenging watch, but it could also be a cathartic one. It's a powerful reminder that you're not alone in your struggles. It shows that healing isn't a destination, but a journey, and sometimes, just surviving is a victory in itself. It's a story about the resilience of the human spirit, not in a grand, heroic way, but in a quiet, everyday, just keep breathing kind of way. Manchester by the Sea is more than a movie, it's an experience. It's a beautifully crafted, emotionally resonant masterpiece that will stay with you. It's a film that will make you think, make you feel, and maybe even make you look at the people around you with a little more compassion. I can't recommend it enough. So, if you're looking for a film that's real, honest, and unforgettable, give Manchester by the Sea a watch. Let me know in the comments if you've seen it and what you thought, but please, no spoilers for those who haven't experienced it yet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.